everyone, my name is Brittany Jones and I am so glad that you are here today, and I want to talk specifically about like work from home schedules for moms who are also entrepreneurs. Like, you have your own business, you're trying to balance all of the things, and you're struggling, like you're really struggling to scale and grow your business, to create that income for your family, and also all the after school practices, getting your kids to school. Maybe you have little kids at home, you've got nap times and diapers and what's for dinner. Oh my gosh, what's for dinner, right? And you have all the things and you're like, I just really need a schedule that I can follow, just something really easy that I can follow so that I can actually be successful at this whole thing, that I can continue to do a business. I don't want to go back to work. I want to be able to work from home with my kids, but it's driving me crazy trying to do all the things. So in today's video, I want to give you two things. I want to give you a mind shift change, sorry, a mind shift change and a strategy too, because there's so many times that you come across like help, but it's just about mindset and it's not actually strategy. Or sometimes you come across great strategy, but there's no mindset shift. There's no like actually changing of your mind. And if you don't change your mindset, like the strategy will all wither away, because strategy like without mindset is just like try harder, but it's not actually going to stick. It never sticks. And so in case we haven't met before, I'm Brittany. I am a work from home mom, entrepreneur, and I'm a former counselor. I actually became a stay-at-home mom, and then I started working from home, and me and my husband have both been making money online now for several years, and we finally crossed the six-figure mark. And when I realized that, I was so excited, and I just felt like God had this big thing inside of me that I was supposed to share. And that's why I've started like doing business coaching now for stay-at-home moms, because there's so many times you look for a coach online and none of them are moms, or like maybe there are some, I don't want to downplay anybody, but there's a lot of business coaches out there that they're not moms, and they are like hustle, and they're just, I don't have that understanding that you've got kids and you've got like bills to pay and you've got childcare you might need to find, and you've got dinner to eat on the table. All those things, that balance and that finding that harmony is really hard. And so today I just really want to focus on how can you actually like work from home and still get all the things done. So let's talk about that mindset shift that I talked about. And so the first thing we got to realize is that your kids are not the problem. Your kids are not like in your way of getting your business done. And I think that sometimes when we get stuck in that mindset of hustle, the hustle culture, and making certain quota and making certain strategy steps in our business, that we start feeling like our kids are getting in the way of that, which is just a really sad way to get, but it's just something that it happens. And I want us to change out of that mindset. Like, so many of us work from home because we want to spend more time with our kids. We want to be the ones taking them to practice. We want to be the ones picking them up from school. We don't want to do after school childcare. You know, we want to be there for our kids. And so in an effort to not go back to work, and we're working from home, building a business from home, we can trip into that mindset of like, my kids are getting in the way. They won't just give me some peace and quiet. I just need 1 hour to get work done, and they keep crying and screaming in the background, and I can't get anything done. Like, maybe I should just throw it all in the toilet and go back to work. So I want to get you out of that mindset. You're gonna have hard days. You're gonna have days where, yeah, your kids feel like they're getting in the way, but I want you to just break free of that mindset that your kids are in the way and that they're the problem. They're the reason you are gonna have to go back to work or something like that. We've got to break free of that and realize that for most of us, our kids are the reason that we want to stay at home and work. Our kids are the reason that we're doing this online business thing. So I want to just break you free from that and recognize that you're going to have hard days with your kids, but that doesn't mean that they're in the way, okay? And so I want you to just, on the bad days, remember that your kids are not in the way. They're probably the reason you're staying home and working from home. So you're going to have hard days, but we got to get out of that mindset. Okay, next I want to talk about strategy. So I told you I'd give you two things to help you with your schedule, your at-home schedule as an entrepreneur mom. So the first is mindset, and the second is strategy. Okay, so here's some strategy things you can do right now that will really help you with growing your business and finding the time to actually do that. That's not 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, we don't want to stay up till 2 a.m. Been there, done that. That's not fun. So number one is to work during school hours. So if you have kids that are in school, this may seem kind of like, duh, Brittany, of course I'm gonna work during their school hours. But what I mean is sometimes we can get focused. Sometimes when our kids are at school, we're like, oh, I'm gonna catch up on all the things. I'm gonna try to get caught up on laundry. I'm gonna get caught up on dishes. I'm gonna get caught up on housework. I'm gonna get caught up on errands and all those sort of things. And we end up accidentally blowing the whole day of them being at school, catching up on all of the other things. But if you're struggling right now with that balance of finding work time, then let's start dedicating school hours to saying no to anything that's not getting your business done, getting your client work done, getting your things done you need to get done. The second thing we can do if your kids don't go to school is working during nap hours. So I know for me, there's a huge temptation during nap time to like, oh, it's me time, finally. And while I do agree you need me time, if you're struggling with business, we need to replace that at least temporarily until you get a good system down. We need to replace your nap times of doing me time or TV time or whatever with work time. Like set a timer on your phone and get 1 hour of work in. No distractions, turn off TV, turn off Instagram, put your phone on silent, like just do work time during that allotted time. So use those nap times to get things done. You can also hire a sitter. So maybe that's something that you're worried about budget-wise. You're like, I don't have the budget to hire a sitter. Let me just tell you this, anytime you make a hire in your business, it should give you a return on that investment. So for example, when you hire a sitter to come over from 8 in the morning till 11 in the morning and you lock yourself in your bedroom or your office to get work done, you should be able to make more money during that time than what the sitter charges you. So that's always the goal whenever you're hiring in your business, is that person should either generate income or take things off your plate so that you can generate more income during that time than what it is costing you to hire that person. So if you need to get client work done, if you need to make your cookies that you're selling, if you need to, whatever it is that your business is, if you need hours to get the thing done that creates revenue, make sure it's enough to cover the cost of a sitter. So sometimes you can also find free sitters. Maybe you have another mom friend who is also an entrepreneur and y'all can trade days where, hey, you watch my kids for a few hours while I work, and then I watch your kids for a few hours while you work. You can do things like that. You can find mom friends like that. You can also ask a relative if they're willing to do that. If you have a parent that loves to watch your kids and does it for free, use that time and tell your mom or tell your dad or tell your in-laws what you're using that time for, and see if they would be willing to help you out once or twice a week just for a few hours. And so you can really get that focused time in. So you don't have to necessarily pay. You can find free options or bartering, like I said, finding another friend that you can help. And last, I want to say, like, we want to create work blocks during the week. And so whether that's the school hours, the nap times, the sitter times, or whatever, you need consistent work hours that you know you're available for your Zoom calls, your Skype calls, for whatever it is that your entrepreneur job is. You need those dedicated work blocks throughout the week that are somewhat consistent and you can count on, so that if you do need to schedule something ahead of time, you know when that time is going to be. And that's so much easier than reacting to things that you've got to do. Oh my gosh, I forgot to do this day. Now I've got to stay up all night doing it. So we don't want to live in a reaction state of time. We want to create that time ahead of like schedule. We want to get that at the beginning of the week. We want to know your blocks of times that you're going to have to get your work done, and we want to protect those from other things as best as we can. Now, being a mom means sometimes you're going to have kids that are sick, and I get that. But as far as like week to week in general, are you protecting that time for your business? Are you giving it away to other things and trying to get caught up around the house? So I want you to think about those things this week, and I want to give you an action plan because you've stayed all the way till the end. I want to give you an action plan. So what's one thing that you can do this week? I want you to drop it below in the comments so that I can respond and message you back and forth. But like, what's one thing that you can take away from this video to do this week? so that you can balance that schedule better as a mom, as an entrepreneur, with your business, with all of the things. What's one thing that you can do this week? Whether it's something I said, or maybe it's a thought that you had as you're watching this video. And I want you to write it down so that you can hold yourself accountable to it and you can actually do it. So comment below, let me know how I can help you guys out, and I cannot wait to talk to you again in the next episode.